Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Finks.
We're back, man. Episode
311. Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get right into it. Before we start it up, we want to send a huge shout out to David Wilson, a.k.a. Baby Hulk.
Baby Hulk.
I was first introduced to him from watching Street Beefs some years ago. Mm-hmm. And this little nigga was beating people's ass. I'm like, man, somebody's got to beat this guy. Right? Yeah. And he just kept beating people up. I was like, this guy's decent. Mm-hmm. And then from there, you know, I didn't see a whole lot of him on socials and stuff. And then eventually we had posted something. We had like a viral clip. Yeah. And he popped up and I was like, wait a minute. This is that nigga that was beating people up in the backyard.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. He became a fan of us. I was already a fan of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and he just won his fight, man. So congratulations to him, man.
Yeah, I know it wasn't his streaming too. I wasn't able to catch it. My niece was having a little function.
Yeah. He just beat what's his name? Mark Guglielmini.
Okay.
He just beat him. And he has another. I did a little deep dive in him this time. He got a boxing match on the 23rd of this month, from what I'm seeing here, and it's against Joey Knight.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That'll be dope.
Yeah, looking forward to that, too, man. This guy's going after it, man.
Yeah.
You had 2 fights in a month. That's different.
It's a beautiful thing when you see, like, people progress, like, we're all, like, progressing together.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
I think that's dope to see, like, you know, obviously we follow what he got going on. He follow us. And there's even some other listeners out there that are content creators and, you know, they're doing podcasts and stuff like that. And we get to see them, you know, their career grow as well. So shout out to, you know, Baby Hulk and everybody else out there that's getting to it.
100%, man. I'm looking at all the measurables right here. Mm-hmm. I mean, this guy's 5 foot tall. Every fight, he's at a disadvantage, man.
Dang,
he's fighting
dope.
Motherfuckers bigger than him every fight. The guy he just fought was 5'4".
Yeah. But,
you know, that's still reach, that's still size, everything. Mm-hmm. He was still catching that nigga with that right hand, though. Mm-hmm. He was getting with that right. I don't know. People got to know that right hand is coming by now. Mm-hmm. But he was clocking homeboy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
And they got him here. I think they got him here at 126, but I think he was fighting the 130s this time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that mean pound for pound, that's pretty big. Yeah. And his rank is, or in the Southwest, is 39 of 147. That's pretty high. In Georgia, it's number 2. In United States, for his for flyweights, for pro flyweights, he's 156 out of 468.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's all impressive, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is to climb that ladder, it takes a while, and this dude is literally fighting for a living. Mm-hmm. Like, we just doing podcasts. Mm-hmm. This nigga fighting.
Yeah, I don't get punched up here.
Yeah, this nigga fighting for his life out there.
Mm-hmm. Nobody throwing no knees at me.
Yeah, that's another thing. Those leg kicks be fucked. Just a regular average guy that's not used to getting kicked.
Yeah.
You get a leg kick, bro, that shit will paralyze you, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Imagine trying to square off on somebody. You got your shit up, and you about to punch this 5-foot dude square in his face, and he kick you in that leg, and you just fucking fold in half.
I think the normal, when we think about fighting, we just think about throwing hands.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, but when you throwing the legs in there, that's a whole different element.
Yeah, and this dude is jacked, too. He's not like some 5-foot scrawny, like, this dude is jacked. Mm-hmm. So I say, in a pound for pound, if he was my size, he'd probably be about 260. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's what because he's at 130 something.
Just the mass.
Yeah, just the mass. Because he's got he's pretty bigger than everybody he fights. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not in a literal sense, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him, man, and more blessings coming your way, man. Keep doing your thing and remain steadfast in your journey, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, switch. Yep. Let's get into it. The CEO of Kellogg's suggests people eat cereal for dinner. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you heard that right. A fucking rich person telling people to eat cereal for dinner. Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into it. All right, Kellogg's CEO Gary Pilnick has came under fire for suggesting inflation a weary family should eat cereal for dinner. Pilnick said the cereal-making company was advertising cereal for dinner to consumers looking for more affordable options. Give chicken the night off. The ad's tagline reads, "The cereal category has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be the great destination when consumers are under pressure," Pilnick said. "If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable." Think about how fucking tone deaf you have to be telling families who need protein and they need actual nutrients to eat for dinner. You're telling them to eat your sugary ass fucking cereal because you're so rich and out of touch. You don't see that as a problem.
Yeah.
I guarantee you this motherfucker has a personal chef at his house.
Yep.
This motherfucker probably pays for a personal chef. He probably pays for escorts and fucking probably cocaine too.
They escorting sugar cereal to his house?
Yeah, well, not escorting pussy, not cereal. Yeah, but it's crazy how we keep seeing very rich people have these weird takes. And also, I mean, of course, you're the CEO of fucking Kellogg's. Of course, you're going to tell people to eat more cereal because that's your bottom line, you dickhead. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah. I don't like people speaking definitively about communities that they are not really a part of or they're not from. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think if I became a millionaire and I was able to, you know, offer some perspective, solution, steps or something like that to somebody that's trying to make it out here, it would make more sense because I've been through it all. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I know what it feels like to be very poor. So, but when you're a billionaire or you own the CEO of, you know, certain companies, your salary is like $10 million a year or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like you don't really have a place to say this, and it's terrible advice as well. It's
fucked up advice, and it's no different than whenever we had the lockdown when COVID first started, and they gave them little stimulus checks for $1,400 out, and they was telling people how long it could spread out over time. You got all these fucking politicians that make millions of dollars telling regular folk how to spread out $1,400. How about you go suck a dick? Fuck y'all. So tired of these people. Not to mention, how the fuck you gonna tell people how to be poor? And when it's this tone deaf, that means you've never experienced any form of poverty in your life. You haven't even experienced enough struggle. Because if you experience any struggle in your life, you would never give people the fucking option of eating more cereal.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that. Like, don't tell people how to be poor, motherfucker. You never experienced it. I grew up sometimes having to eat cereal for dinner because I was poor. Like, this whole idea is not new, my nigga. It's not new. I grew up having to eat frozen burritos, little cheap 30-cent burritos because you broke. Eating ramen noodles and shit like that.
You should be eating cereal for dinner as like a luxury almost. I know sometimes we'll meet a podcast and you'll be like, bro, I'm about to go eat me a bowl of cereal.
I'm eat a bowl of cereal, but I'm blessed enough to have other things in the refrigerator that I don't feel like cooking at the moment.
Yeah.
Right? So I have the luxury of doing that. But that is not something I'd never thought about cereal and said, ooh, I need a gang of protein and the proper sustenance. Let me get a bowl of cereal.
Yeah. It's just not like he's talking about cornflakes too. Like,
right.
They ain't got nothing going on.
No.
ain't got nothing going
about
on
no cornflakes.
Yeah. And I think honestly, the way that we talked about it, we try to break it down like really in like the normal box now, like the personal cereal. It's not even, it sounds crazy to say a personal cereal box, but for me and you, we primarily like we'll take down a box of cereal by ourselves.
Absolutely.
But the box of cereal is not lasting like the box probably costs $5.
Yes.
And then it's not lasting no more than like 3 days.
It's not as cheap.
If you eating cereal consistently as a grown man that that's over 175, 80 pounds, 180 pounds, like you gonna knock that cereal box back within a few days.
Absolutely.
So that you're not really saving no money, and it's not dense enough. Like I know as a kid, I would get up, I'd be so excited to eat some cereal, like some, my mom might have bought some like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or some Fruit Loops. I smack like 2 bowls of that or something like that. I'll go to school and by 10 a.m. a nigga is like hungry again. Like I'm just counting down the time till we go to lunch. So it's just empty calories. Like that ain't doing nothing for you. Yeah. So
you know what's funny is the off-brand cereals always have the most non-creative names.
Yeah.
Instead of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, it'd be like Cinnamon Toasters.
Cinnamon Swirls.
Yeah, you fucking lazy bastards.
Non-name brand cereals just describe the cereal.
Right.
Yeah. Sometimes they try to get creative with these like terrible mascots or like I don't know what you would call them.
Worst fucking mascots.
Yeah.
It's like a pink teddy bear with a blue nose. What the fuck is that thing? That's a creature.
Nosy berries or something stupid.
You said what?
Nosy berries.
Nosy Bear Crunch.
Nosy Bear Crunch.
You motherfuckers. It's bad enough that people are poor buying this cheap cereal, but now you don't even give us a real mascot.
And then it's always like the redheaded stepchild of like relatives. Like you'll have Captain Crunch and then you'll have like Lieutenant Crunchy or something like
Oh, Lieutenant Dan Crunch. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And then I've seen fake Captain Crunch. It's like a guy that's wearing like a military uniform, but it's like a black guy.
Oh dang.
You're like, damn. You guys got inclusive with cereal now?
Daquan Crunch.
Daquan Crunch is crazy. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see this. We've been seeing this a lot though. And the thing that really sucks the most is, I mean, you got poor people, and then you have like what used to be the middle class is just the class that's getting abused now. The middle class people, which I would consider myself right in there, they're getting abused by rich people and poor people, because what's happening is like a lot of the programs and things that are fitting the bill for is coming from like the middle class, and the rich and these wealthy corporations are fucking the middle class also. And then you turn around and tell us to eat cereal. Like, you know, what's funny is the people that work for Kellogg's probably fit in that middle class, and they're probably like, well, I've been having to steal cereal for work because I can't pay my fucking bills. You know what I mean? Who knows?
I mean, they might get it for free. They might not even have to steal it, but that's one of the incentives that they get. Like I was doing a lot of research on like food consumption and food deserts, and you know how impoverished people kind of manage, buying decent groceries and stuff like that. And I was thinking about how when you work at places like the fast food places, a lot of times a restaurant will give you like a free meal, or they'll give you like a super discounted meal, like 50% off. But it's more so just enticing you to spend more money at the restaurant that you work at. Because I can remember when I was working at McDonald's, and I don't remember what the minimum wage was, like $8 or maybe like $7 something in Nevada. And the meal that I bought, if it's like, say the meal was like $5, or the meal might have been like $6, $7 or something like that back then, 50% off, I'm spending like $3.50 on the meal. So essentially 30 minutes of my life working, or like maybe like 45 minutes of my life working at this job, is spent to purchase this meal.
Right.
You got like, it's wild to think about, like 30 minutes, 30 to an hour of my life working is worth like one meal.
Yeah, I'm only worth one burrito supreme. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's crazy, dog.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
I thought about it. Like even going to 99-cent store, if you put let's say 25 items up there, right, and they all $1, or sometimes it's false advertising because the 99-cent store got shit over $1 now because the inflation's so crazy.
Yeah, they got to change it.
They're selling shit for $175. They should just change it to some of this shit is 99. It might, because that shit is not 99 cents no more.
Not at all.
Nah, man, it's not. But the fucked up thing is, you get 25 items, you scan all those items, and it took you about maybe 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes to do that transaction. And the store is making that much money in 2 minutes. Yeah. And the worker is only getting so much per hour. So they're making more in probably 15 minutes than you'll make all day.
Yeah, that's like I was telling you earlier. I was like, man, I was sitting in Starbucks today and I was writing and I was just looking at the amount of people going in there. It was just like, like people doing little walk-up orders. They ordering from their phone. People in the drive-through, and it's like it's every minute there's somebody in there buying something.
I think some of these Starbucks people got to be some of the most bougiest people ever, man. Like I ordered a double pump extra venti macchiato round bound crunch. That's what I ordered, and it's like, god damn.
It's a very like I feel like people feel important because they know the menu. If that makes sense. Like, it's just like very, I have my order and I am saying a bunch of Latin words and it sounds cool.
Yeah, stop it. Yeah. There was a chick I was dating many years ago that she liked Starbucks. I never fuck with it. I went there one time, and it's been like a decade since I've had anything from Starbucks, and I didn't even buy it because I don't believe in that's just a bunch of empty calories, man.
Yeah,
Starbucks is just sugary. It's not even like coffee products. It's just like a bunch of bullshit.
Sugar. Yeah,
it's all sugar, man.
But that's partly true. I think the most popular drinks are the super sugary ones, but there are like coffee consumers that go there and get like actual dark, no sugar added, maybe a little bit of creamer to their drinks. But I think the most
a little bit of creamer,
a little bit of cummer.
No, whoa, Jesus Christ! You just had to one up me, didn't you? This guy is crazy, man.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people do go in there and they get in like the super sweet, drinks. But yeah, it's a variety though. But I think that it's I think coffee is a lot of coffee is just culture. So I think a lot of the owners are just taking advantage of people that are like very what do you call that like just people that fit in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would just be confused going to freaking Starbucks. You walk up to the window, it's like, would you like the new banana blabbity blabbity? I'm like,
the blabbity blabbity?
I'm out of here, man.
Would you like a grande blabbity blabbity?
I'm like, I'm out of it.
A mocha blabbity blabbity.
Yeah, like, what the fuck am I ordering, man? And then they looking at you crazy, like you don't know what's going on. They be like, would that be a mini? Would that be a venti? Which babbity blabbity XL? Like, are we reading football plays or what the fuck is going on? Is this Kyle Shanahan's offense or is this the fucking coffee? What's going on?
Can I get a left-right razor cross X with the shenanigan on the end? You ever hear those? I think Jordan Love was talking to Micah Parsons.
I seen that.
Yeah. And he was like, like say a play or something, and he said something wild. Yeah.
Quarterbacks got to remember way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Yeah.
X right hanger, 75 split. X dive QW Y.
Yeah.
Smash on 3. And you be like, oh my God.
And some of them be like funny. It'd be like that. Like X white dragger, right twist, left haney, with a shenanigan on the end. And you'd be like, the shenanigan is like an option route for like the receiver or something.
Yeah, because basically all those different calls are literally telling people their job.
Certain people, whether it's alignment or It'd
be like left, right option, QWZXYK. It's also reads too. So if you're like in a double tight formation and you got, it's empty here, this guy is in motion. He's telling you who's in motion, who's not.
The motion might be their dagger or something like that. So you got to listen to all those different things.
Who's down blocking?
It used to be when I was in school. When I was in Bakersfield at the junior college. I never heard the offensive play, so I couldn't really tell you what those sounded like. But I remember in high school it was like pretty simple. It was all numerical, right? So they'll say the formation. So they'll say like. Trips right, 5608 or something like that, and then it would be like 3 receivers on the right side, and then that we would have like a little comeback route or something like that, and then it was like option routes based off of that. Like the 56 or the 57 would be dependent on like the left or the right side, and then there was like there was also a number dedicated to like a rollout. You know what I mean? And then like certain things like that. So, but like you were saying, like college or NFL, like it's a lot more like just words, verbiage. And everybody starts to split off. Like, when Kyle Shanahan's offense was curated by, his dad, who was probably curated by Bill Walsh and them, who was probably curated by wherever Bill Walsh got his start from, and then it just kind of trickles down. But then they start to add their own nuances onto it. I'm sure that whatever they're calling for Deebo Samuels in 2023, they didn't have that in Bill Walsh's offense, but somehow it kind of ended up there.
Yeah, just kind of reversed, not just reinvented.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, we got off the topic of cereal quite a while ago.
Yeah.
All right, let's stop allowing rich people to tell us what to do. Okay.
Yeah, especially with stupid logic.
Yeah, that's.
I think if there's some merit to what they're saying, you know what I mean. You know what I find interesting. I think that Jay-Z has been like kind of staying away from like offering like advice these days. And I think this is part of the reason, because a lot of times it could come off like Jay-Z telling niggas to eat cereal for dinner to save money.
Yeah, because from his vantage point, he's telling you this. He's telling you something, but sometimes it may seem like it's coming from not even a unreliable source, but a source that you can't relate to. Mm-hmm. And as a person that's like made $1 billion and they're telling you anything about finances, like we're not even living remotely the same realities. Mm-hmm. Like you sold drugs. So when you sold drugs, you obviously wasn't broke. And he said he made a crazy amount of money per day. Like he made a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So he's had a lot of money for a long time. Mm-hmm. But the average guy that's working in the steel mill, he don't give a fuck what Jay-Z's talking about. He don't care about what the CEO of Kellogg's is talking about. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, but I don't think you would ever have to tell poor people to eat more noodles, because I think that's something that we've naturally done over the years.
Yeah, when you go into the grocery store and you only got like $70 to buy groceries for the family, you gonna naturally go to the top ramen aisle where they like 30 cents a pop.
I was having this conversation last night with a young lady. We were talking about like noodles for some reason. I just said I don't fuck with noodles because I ate them too much as a kid. And she was like, yeah, I feel you, but they was good, though. I was like, they was good.
Yeah, nobody ever complained about the taste.
The taste was good.
Facts.
I know we was eating plastic, but that shit was good as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
The cup of noodles, cup of noodles, this is where we fucked up. Everybody was microwaving them. Yeah. Everybody was we talked about this on the pod. Mm-hmm. They finally came out with a microwavable cup for it.
Yeah.
But we've been microwaving it for years.
Yeah, I think it's only introduced this year.
Yes, just this year.
Yeah.
I guess the way you're supposed to make them is you're supposed to just put hot water in it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's normally. I ain't gonna front. I still be getting some every now and then, but
you be liking the one with the peas and carrots in it, huh?
Yeah, I get the cup. The cup has always been a little bit more fire to me than the.
It's a little more high class.
Yeah. And it has its own container, so you're not like...
It's not as poor.
Yeah, you're not doing your own bowl. Yeah, it's all poor, but it's just like whether you live in apartment A or apartment B, you know what I mean? Like, depending on what apartment you live in. You live on the top floor, you live on the bottom floor.
I consider this PNS behavior.
PNS?
PNS. Poor nigga shit.
I feel it.
Yeah, man. That's pretty much what it is. Mm-hmm. I think whenever you real poor, you eat certain stuff, you like, oh, that was fire. But it's just noodles. Mm-hmm. Like the shrimp ones were the most upsetting. Mm-hmm. Because the shrimp had these dehydrated shrimps that they were small.
They never got hydrated, huh?
Nah, the shrimp would just go from like this and it would open up. I think we was eating fetuses, y'all. I think it was a fetus, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think
there's a crazy abortion joke in there somewhere, but I'm gonna stay away from it.
I think Planned Parenthood got some explaining.
Chill out, bro. Just engineer, beep that.
I'm playing, man. I'm playing.
Got no engineer.
Yeah,
you know the podcast. That's a thing nowadays. Like podcasts would be like, "Hey, strike that right there."
Yeah,
I'd be like, "Man, y'all be editing y'all podcast."
Yeah, those fucking noodles, man. Like the shrimps they were so small, and then when you put like water on it, they barely opened up. And it tasted like shrimp, but it was like shrimp junior.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we was really eating meat. But then the beef ones was really upsetting too.
They had a dehydrated beef in there.
Little dehydrated beef cubes.
Yeah, little mini steaks. You know what? I would be curious to know, because obviously you can make ramen like on your own. Sometimes we'll do that at my crib, but I would be curious to know like the person that doctors up the regular ramen, like, you know, they got the shrimp flavor, but maybe they'll cook their shrimp on the side, throw it in there, maybe chop up some fresh peas.
I want to see the process
like
too.
Yeah. I'm sure somebody out there doing that, because I thought about it before. You know, even with the peas and stuff, because it's just dehydrated, and it'll taste much better if you do it on your own, and it will add actual nutrients to it. Because, you know, when you dehydrate the fruit and all that stuff, you sucking out all the actual good stuff for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I ain't sucking nothing, bro. You got me fucked up.
Oh, my bad.
No, hey, everybody. It was Keith's birthday yesterday.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to
So you guys
me.
get a chance to inbox him and tell him happy birthday.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah. Have you ever swallowed so much birthday cake?
You ever been swallowed up?
You ever swallowed so much birthday cake that you were confused and you had ice cream and you got brain freeze because it was your birthday? Swallowed up. I sent you guys a message earlier about like secular music and how like Christians are taking that music and turn it into Christian music.
Yeah. They've been doing that for forever.
They've been doing it for forever.
Yeah.
What I say, 21 questions?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, Jesus?
Yeah.
That they really be doing that.
There was a song today at church. I forget the name of it, but there was a point where in the song it was like it would say like the blood, and it would be like a whole choir. I think I forget the name of the song, but whatever. But I was sitting there thinking, I was like, dang, this would be. I was telling my guy DeAndre, I was like, man, this would be a hard song if like a LA rapper sampled this.
Like YG?
Yeah. I was like, dang, that'd be hard.
Drop it like it's God. Drop it like it's God. Drop it like, when the devil try to get you. Drop
it like it's hard.
That'd be a crazy Christian album right there.
I got the holy going on and I'm going Sean Don. And I wrote the best verses because I got it going on.
I'd be like, yeah, I got the rolling on my arm and I'm drinking communion juice.
Yeah, and I'm drinking communion. No, they'd be like this. No, I got it. I pass the communion juice. Pass the communion juice. Instead of
rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on communion juice. Lay back.
With my mind on the Bible and my Bible on my mind.
Yeah. My mind on my money and my money in the collection plate. That's crazy work, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we gotta stop playing with God, man. But
they do it vice versa too. Like there's a song I forget who it's by, but it's called Melodies from Heaven.
I heard that one.
Rain down on me. Rain down on me. But I think somebody like freaked it and like made it like a strip club anthem.
Yeah, I think so. And I hate when they do that though, because it'd be the most Christian song, like Melodies from Heaven. Throw it back, bitch. Rain down.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Me.
You can't do that.
Rain down on me. Twerk that ass for a player.
Rain down on me.
Big booty ass. Throw it back. Make it work. Make a nigga spend his cash, yeah. These rappers just go OD, man.
Yeah.
They don't say.
Shout out to all the church musicians out there, man. They be really like holding it down every Sunday.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll say this though. We wrapped the whole time. We've been jumping all over the place. We talked about the noodles, but I don't think anybody talks about the amount of burritos you eat when you pour.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is all over America, but they got these little burritos called Tina's burritos. Mm-hmm. And they're not actually terrible burritos, believe it or not. They don't taste very bad.
Yeah, throw them in a couple options. Nowadays, we got air fryers, but back in the day, just a microwave.
Yeah, but back then, though, especially when I was a kid and I was real poor, they had different flavors of the burritos. They had the bean and cheese. They had the green chili and the beef and bean, but they also had the pizza one, bro.
They had a pizza burrito?
Bro, Tina's had a pizza burrito back then. I don't know about that one. It had like little square pepperonis. That motherfucker was lit.
It was good?
Oh, man, it was good.
Dang.
It was so good. I was like, hey, being poor ain't so bad today.
Yeah. Being poor got his perks.
Yeah, man.
What I used to do, I used to throw it in the microwave for like 45 seconds to a minute.
Finishing in the oven.
Nope, not even the oven.
What?
Put a little bit of grease in the skillet and then I
fried it.
I fried it up.
Oh, this nigga was trying to die.
The crazy part about food, and obviously when you pour, those burritos are really cheap. Top Ramen is really cheap.
Yeah.
But it's not the actual food we're eating. It's more so like the way that it's getting to us, if that makes sense. Because if you make a burrito and it got beans and, like bell peppers or, whatever, and you're making it from scratch, it's a little bit more healthy than, than it is if it's like super processed and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And the amount of sodium, you can control the sodium and stuff like that instead of them. Because, a lot of preservatives, they put a lot of salt into the food to preserve it.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, it's just crazy to think about like what our life would look like if, maybe, I don't know if it's a time thing. I don't know if it's an information thing. I don't know if it's just the familiarity. But yeah, we have a lot of those. I won't call them bad habits, but I think we're just kind of almost forced to consume some of these products just because it's cheap and it's accessible. And, we don't have a lot of options when it comes to, not having the bread to,
True.
to buy certain foods.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can take that, man. Mm-hmm. Well, there's that. We'll go ahead and move on from that. Switching gears. Shannon Sharpe. Recently, within like the last 24 hours, there's been a lot of shit going on with people like trying to like subliminally call Shannon Sharpe gay. And
not subliminally.
Yeah, people are just saying it, but there's a lot of subliminals also, like people posting videos. Why he standing like that? Mm-hmm. He look crazy standing like that. Why he doing that? And it's just monkey see, monkey do. It's just people that are looking at something and then they can't think for themselves. What I'm not going to do is like make comment on his sexuality. I wouldn't call him gay. I don't know his personal life, but I'm not going to go out and call him gay. I don't have any evidence of that. But people on the internet will find if you even stand in a certain way, motherfuckers going to call you gay. Mm-hmm. They did it to, damn it, what's the dude who used to play for the Utah Jazz? He's with the Cavs now.
Utah Jazz?
Yeah,
talking about Donovan Mitchell?
Donovan Mitchell. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have like a clip of him, like I guess somebody shot a half-court shot or something, and he like stopped and went like this, and they was like, oh, he said he's zesty for that. Like, I really think there's an obsession with men's sexuality for some reason, and that shit you gotta chill with that shit.
Yeah.
It's just it's so immature, bro. Like like, oh man, so might be sus. Like if somebody's gay, right, and they're taking dick, what does that have to do with you? Nothing.
That's not even like not even a conversation piece.
You just don't have anything going on. So what you're doing is you're finding anything on the internet that is entertaining, and you're like a window. You're like a you know those people that look out their blinds and their blinds are all fucked up and broken because all they do is look out of them all day. Mm-hmm. That's what people do on the internet. You guys are people watchers. Mm-hmm. Stop being a fucking people watcher.
Yeah.
Look at your life, man. And I'm just gonna keep it real. Most people in society are not happy with where their life is, and there's no way you're happy with your life, but you want to know the latest gossip or anything. Also, they said he's standing funny. I seen a creator pull this up, and they said, "Yo, why are you talking about Shannon Sharpe? He's had 2 hip replacements. Mm-hmm. Of course, he's standing funny. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to stand like that. He played in the NFL for 15 fucking years when they actually hit people.
He shows his scars on his show. He showed big old scars up his hip.
Man,
yeah."
It's like, and this is also a man that's 56 years old that goes to the gym and works out very regularly, and he's made a great life for himself in the NFL and in broadcasting, and he has his podcast. He's at all these things he's doing. So a 56-year-old man is out working you every day, and the best you could do is call him gay.
That's my thing. It's like there's people talking crazy about him on the internet.
That's crazy.
And he don't make no excuses. Even said in the video, he's like, I basically said we've been traveling here, here, and here. We showing up here, it's a line out the door, but no excuses. We're gonna go in here and handle our business. But
Crazy.
yeah, he's a person that's in much better shape than a lot of people that are in the comments.
Yeah.
And like you said, he got 2 hip replacements.
There was a motherfucker that made a comment about me the other day. I was saying something. I was responding to a Sports Center thing, and it says it's easy to say, easy for you to say, you're just a truck driver that sits on his ass and doesn't do this and that, right? And I was like, what? And I clicked on his comment, and I clicked on his profile, and he didn't even have a real picture of himself. It was a picture of Deion Sanders, and he had like 0 posts, and he had like 19 followers. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, until you can show an actual picture of yourself, you need to be quiet on the internet. Mm-hmm. Like if you have any type of scrutiny like that, I said, I know for damn sure you're not primetime. Mm-hmm. You're not Deion Sanders. So you're making all these comments behind a page with no picture. Mm-hmm. Like I don't even, for the most part, 9 times out of 10, I don't even react because this is a person who's not even comfortable with how they look. Mm-hmm. So a person that's not even comfortable with how they look and the way their life is, they get on the internet and have an opinion about you. And it makes them feel better when they get it. Sometimes the best feeling people get is when they get a shot out of you. That's the only type of, and it's so short-lived. Yeah. Because they be like, ooh, I got under Shannon Sharp. I got I got in his feelings. Oh yeah. All right. Let me go see what Will Smith. Let me see if I can say. It's like you're constantly doing this. If you put the amount of effort that you give in celebrities' comments, you wouldn't have the amount of despair in your life that you have.
Yeah. I would say part of the narrative, not 100% of it is Shannon Sharp is gay. I've seen not a handful, but I've seen a decent amount of people that was having the same conversation as us. Like, telling them like, y'all tripping. This dude had a very long NFL career. The man is an elderly man. Like he had 2 hip replacements.
Absolutely.
He just trying to be normal. You know what I mean? So there were a lot of comments like that. I just think that we live in a day and age, like you said, where people, they're much more interested in capitalizing off of momentum. They
Absolutely.
get on Twitter and they are like, oh, Shannon Sharp is doing this. So one, let me do a skit. One, let me have a funny comment. One, let me do this. Let me do that. And I don't know. I actually feel bad for Shannon Sharp. Yeah. And he's fine. I think he's a person. He says it all the time. He like, people always got something to say about me and I rarely ever respond to it. But I think that conversation or that mindset is different when you are, the 4th, 5th best person on your Super Bowl winning team. Right. You know what I mean? And not even in a disrespectful way. I'm just saying he played with like Terrell Davis, John Elway, and some really good players. But I'm saying like when you have that mindset that he talks about how his grandma and stuff will say like, don't respond to anything that ain't true and all this other stuff. You don't really got to say nothing. I think that works like when it's like, once every blue moon, right? But now it's like every week, whether it's, a comedian calling him gay or
Eddie Griffin just did it too. That wasn't right.
So you got Mike Epps and then you got Eddie Griffin and then you got social media and then it's like based on the way he's saying, based on what he said, based on this and based on, I'm just like, dang dog. I'm like, I was starting to feel a little bad for him. I'm like, he's all like he ain't done nothing to nobody. All he's done is get on Undisputed, really reinvigorate his career because he was already doing like a lot of stuff with NFL Network and stuff like that. But when he got on there with Skip Bayless, he just kind of like was able to really show his personality, and then he just ran with it now to where he done low key lapped Skip Bayless. Like
yes, he has.
In terms of the stuff he's putting out, because Skip Bayless also has a podcast where he sits in front of the thing and I forget the name of it.
That shit is lukewarm compared to Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon is killing it. So I think that it just sucks that it's always like a conversation. Like he's doing is putting out content. They ain't got nothing to do with his sexuality. Yeah, but for whatever reason, they're keeping his sexuality at the forefront. And I don't even think he's gay. I just think that this is cool to talk about. You know what I mean? And I think but it's not cool to talk about.
I think he's going to address this. I think he's going to address it. I don't think he should address it every time, but he's going to say, what's crazy is, and I watch this, I guarantee you, because this just happened today. So tomorrow on Monday, he's going to address this shit on
the nightcap.
But I think, it would be nightcap on Monday because they have it after football games. I think on Sunday and Monday, I believe. So he'll do it.
So he might be doing it right now.
He might be, but he might be doing it now. Like, look, it's been brought to my attention that my sexual orientation has been written into play once again because of how I was standing outside. I just want y'all to know y'all got to get a life. And he going to just have some profound story about his life and all these examples of these things. And then Chad Johnson, they'll elaborate on what they think. And then it'll blow over. But the fact that Eddie Griffin did that, I think that was irresponsible. I think Eddie Griffin came out like, man, that man gay, man, he gay. And it's like, bro, if you're a heterosexual man, you should not concern yourself. If you do think somebody is gay, then just let them be gay then.
That's not a conversation.
It's not even a conversation, man. And there are some men that think that if they even get an inkling of somebody being gay, that they need to emasculate that person.
I would say, too, like any comedian out there, like this is 2024.
You better chill with that shit.
Somebody's sexuality is not a joke. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to make it funny. Obviously, if you're funny. But if you're just saying it, like for the sake of saying it, like that's not funny. Like,
and let's be clear, too. Let's say for the sake of conversation that Shannon Sharpe was gay. Make sure y'all keep that same energy in his face if you're going to call that man gay. Because he'll probably beat your ass.
Yeah, he looked like he'll put hands on somebody.
So if you're gonna call that man gay or crack a joke on him, keep that energy.
Yeah.
Cause that's one thing as men that most men that don't play about. If a motherfucker's just calling you gay, you could ignore it. But as a human, it's gonna get to you. Because if that's not how you roll, it's like that's not okay.
Yeah, and Shannon Sharpe ain't no punk. Whatever his sexuality is, and like I said, I don't think he's gay. I'm just talking this conversation.
Right.
But he was talking greasy to Ja Morant dad and Ja Morant when they was at the when they was at that basketball game. So I don't think Shannon Sharpe ain't ducking nobody.
No.
So and he an older man. He not he with all the smoke it looked like. So
yeah
sound cool.
Yeah,
sound cool when you're on stage and you cracking these jokes and stuff like that.
I think the way people perceive others is the biggest issue. Like. It's crazy. Like I've had people disrespect me while I was at work. Like I'll be unloading gas at a station and somebody will be like walking by with a cigarette and they'll be like, hey, well, so how long you been doing this? I'll be like, hey, brother, man, I'm sorry, but you can't smoke by me and you can't be within my cones. And they'll be like, oh, man, this all good. I said, brother, you got to get out my cones. He's like, oh, this guy's acting all this and that. And people act like this when they see you doing a professional job. People tend to get out of character with you because they view you as a person that's either, if you're Shannon, you're like a talking head. They're like, you don't know shit, you stupid, and you gay. That's what people do, man. They tend to have a lack of respect for you when you do some type of a professional job.
Yeah.
And it's like, dog, you disrespecting me at work. But when we off the clock and I'm not at ESPN and I'm not on Club Shay Shay and I'm out in the streets and I'm in your face, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna disrespect
like what
fists to your face.
What are you going to do? Because you got to understand something. Like I'm not promoting any violence, but when it comes down to it, I mean, really, if you especially when you're a big dude and you can't handle yourself, there is nothing you can do with me. Like there is nothing I could do whatever I want to you, and there's nothing you could do about it. So you need to watch your fucking mouth. That's
real.
That's that it kind of ticks me off. I'm thinking about it if I was Shannon when it came down with Mike Epps. And then Mike Epps subliminally said like, look, man, I don't fight no more. That's all I'm saying. So now you subliminally saying, but you gonna shoot him?
Me. Yeah.
Like Mike Epps, stop being a pussy. If you're gonna talk that talk and he says, I'm gonna come and holler at you, don't subliminally say you gonna shoot the man. That shit was like, and Mike Epps seems like a great guy.
I think it's corny if I get up here and I crack a joke on Joe Blow, and I'm going in on him. Joe Blow, you gay, you doing this, you doing that. We seen you, all this other stuff. We seen you on your social media, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then Joe Blow get mad at me, and he like, yo, like, Keith, we got to see you. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say, nigga, I'm gonna shoot you now. I'm the one that started it.
Yeah,
like you gotta just take that head up fade. If that's
stand on it.
Yeah,
stand on it.
Yeah, if that's
one day it might be a time where Chris Brown is like, hey man, I heard you talking about me on that podcast, man. I'll be like, hey, you know what? If you were offended by it, I apologize, but I meant every word of it.
Y'all just gonna have to fight.
I mean, at least if
good content.
Yeah. I would tell him, hey, I apologize if you were offended. I don't want to hold you to your worst moment, but I did mean everything I said. Mm-hmm. And if he like gonna catch the fade, I'll be like, well, at least you fighting a man this time.
God dang.
Oh, he's like, man, that nigga probably would have a flashback. If you hit Chris Brown hard enough, he'd be like, have you thinking I can't be 16? You're like, nigga, you in your 30s. Should I sock you that hard? I'm just kidding. Yeah. It's a crazy world, right, Keith?
God damn.
Yeah, you got to, it's like, the thing about it, man, is I feel like there could be jokes. I think you could crack jokes on, if you crack jokes on Shannon Sharpe, like, Shannon Sharpe always got his legs like this, or he like this, he like that. Okay, cool. I think that those are jokes. But when it comes down to be like, man, he gay, he sucking dick, or he doing this or that.
That's not a joke.
That's not a joke no more, man.
That's just homophobia.
It's not just that, but it's literally putting, you got to realize what your influence is. Mm-hmm. Like, whenever you're a person that's a comedian, you have influence over people. And people will leave that thinking that it's the truth, because we live in a society of people who are used to being spoon-fed news. They're used to being spoon-fed information, and they process information differently. They're not literally, they're not taking and leaving information. So for me, when I receive something, I take away and get rid of things. Some people just take it all. Mm-hmm. And that's the scary part. Yeah. That's like a person that's watching very liberal news and they taking all of it. A person that's watching very conservative Fox News and they taking all of it. Yeah. I'm able to decipher the bullshit, but the audiences of these comedians can't. They leave it saying it's fucking real.
It's facts. Yeah, they just gonna run and tell they sister or the girl at church or whomever. Like, it's. But the thing about it is, like, it's a stupid conversation.
It is, man.
Like, I am interested in the content people are creating.
That's it.
If it's TD Jakes, I'm interested in the message that he's preaching. If it's Shannon Sharpe, I'm interested in the interview, his sports take, whatever. If it's Charlamagne the God, like, is his podcast, interesting, entertaining,
Absolutely.
funny? Is he's, is his radio interviews funny? Is radio interviews informative?
Right.
If it's Joe Budden, is the podcast good? It's like, we have called all of these black men gay for the past, year and some change.
Tyler Perry,
it's all, and all of these things is like, dog, like, this is it. But the thing is, whether they are gay or not, which I don't know, or I don't really think that any of these men are, I'm just like, it doesn't do anything.
Nah.
If Charlamagne the God came out and was like, man, I've been married to my wife for X amount of years, but I finally want to come out and say that I love men, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to wake up. If he don't say that, I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to wake up. Mm-hmm. The same amount of money that's in my bank account,
it's going to be the same
amount of money. It don't have nothing to do with my life. And I think that people, we get so caught up in stuff. And I think, I hate the deeper conversation of it all about our, like, that they say, like, certain, black people, or, we tend to be a little bit more homophobic and stuff like that. I would say even a lot of this stuff, it may kind of lean towards the homophobia, but I think it's not even that. I just think that people they're just too
zoomed in on other people's
it's just
lives.
you're just like nosy, I guess you would call
Absolutely.
it. Yeah, it's just like you're just trying to find out every nuance of
behind every nosy person is a lack of purpose. Every nosy person, if you're looking out the blinds at someone else, who fighting out there? What does so-and-so say about this? Did you see the celebrity gossip? Anybody that does that, What the fuck? Somebody screaming out there? You hear him? Wow, man. Yeah, we got a serious mental health crisis in Bakersfield. Anyways, anybody that's too zoomed in on a celebrity's life, that's a bad fucking sign, man.
Yeah.
And I think also too is the way we perceive these people, we perceive everything they do as a highlight, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're a miserable person, you're like, oh God, she thinks she's so much better than everybody is. So I hate her. She's so stupid. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden the scandal comes out like, I knew that bitch wasn't shit. I knew she wasn't. I was trying to tell you guys. It's because you're hoping for someone's low light because your whole life is a low light. Mm-hmm. You don't have anything going on. You go to a job you hate every day. You may not be in the shape you want to be in. You're not with the woman or the man you want to be with, whatever the case. And it's eating you alive. And the only shot that you have of being happy is when you're miserable. Did you know that there's some people like that, Keith?
And misery loves company.
No, not even misery loves company. Some people are not happy unless they're miserable. It is their natural state to be fucking miserable.
Oh, damn. Mm-hmm.
They love it. They love it. They love having conflict. They love.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they can't operate in peace.
Mm-hmm. It just feels too good. Like, dang, something. If I had a day where it was just like the sun was shining and the birds was chirping and there wasn't no traffic on the freeway and like everything was good, like, I would be okay with living the rest of my life like that. But some people, you know, they just kind of like they're like, you know, earlier today I was telling you a little bit about it. We have this group chat for our fantasy basketball. Mm-hmm. And there's people in there like, and I had time today, so I was arguing a little bit. Normally I would just, you know, take the higher road. But people was in there like talking crazy about me personally, and mind you, I'm the last person in the I got the most. I didn't even make the playoffs. Like I got the worst record in the league. But people was like slandering my competitiveness. Like, dog, you didn't even try this and this and that. Why all of a sudden you want to try? I'm just like, I was like, dog, y'all pressed. You know what I mean? Like for no reason. This is just like. This is fantasy basketball. Like it's just a game. We don't have no influence. Nobody is really like that great. It's all luck. You know what I mean? Like you're picking whether Steph Curry is going to score more points than Donovan Mitchell and all these things. Is like, you know, we don't know really. It's just all like it's the same thing with gambling. So I just say that to say like on any given day there are people and there's like this urge like it's almost like a void. Like, dang, I haven't argued with nobody today. Mm-hmm. Let me stir up some drama.
Yeah, but that happens too. It happens too because their perception of you is going to determine how far they go with you. So, for example, if they view you as a person that they shouldn't be fucking with, they're gonna be quiet. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about off internet activity. Like off internet activity, they're like, Eddie is laid back. He's cool. He don't seem like he want no stress or no problems. He seems like he's nice. So let me test him. Mm-hmm. And I've had to tell people, hey man, you need to chill the fuck out. Mm-hmm. Because my thing is, I'm not going to threaten you with violence. I'm going to tell you to chill out. Mm-hmm. And if it goes there and I fuck you up, you had it coming. Because I'm not that type of guy. But whenever you are a decent, regular human being, people push your buttons. You know who probably deals with this shit or probably has dealt with it before? Is David Wilson, Baby Hope. Mm-hmm. When you're 5 foot tall and people just think you're 5 foot tall. Yeah. And they think they could talk crazy to you. Mm-hmm. You might have to show them a lesson. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's because how people perceive you though. Yeah. They feel like they could take it there. Mm-hmm. And it's weird. You know what's crazy about me? I've been around people I didn't like at all and I still respected them. Yeah, they didn't even know that I disliked them because I still came at them with respect. Yeah. From the jump. Mm-hmm. But if you don't like me, that is not a license for you to be talking like that. Because if I had, bro, let me tell you something. If I had to punch everybody that disrespected me, my knuckles would be, all my fingers would be broken. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Kobe Bryant fingers.
I would have fucking hands like Michael Strahan if I literally swung on everybody that disrespected me. Mm-hmm. So you can't do that. You be fighting your whole life. A lot of times you take the high road, but taking the high road is good. It's mature, but the motherfuckers that's going low should have never went there. Mm-hmm. You gonna go low with the wrong person, man. They gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not going to be something you could learn from either, because it's going to be sometimes you fuck with the wrong people, it's going to be the last lesson you ever learn.
I think the biggest thing too, and we could wrap it up, but it's like, just look at the videos that we are critiquing, right?
Right.
Shannon Sharp, 50 million views or whatever. Cat Williams interview. The thing that you're commenting on is like literally the epitome of a black man. You know, I don't even want to bring race to it, but but he is black. The epitome of a black man being uber successful. When he's hopping out of the car, he going to the little, I don't know if I'm gonna call it little, that's disrespectful, but he going to his, it looked like he was promoting his cognac. Yeah, exactly. So he promoting his cognac. He said the line is around the corner. So, you know, just think about like the position that we are in, the people that are just like commenting are these negative comments versus like what we're commenting on, you know, and just think about the position that you're in versus the position that these people are in. He's, you know, working extremely hard. You know, he probably hit 2 or 3 stores to do bottle signings or take pictures with people, probably hop on his, you know, his nightcap tonight with Ocho Cinco, get up tomorrow. He might be on, you know, the thing with Stephen A. Smith on First Take. And he grinding, you know what I mean? But the people that are, you know, the lazy people that are, you know, commenting on him, calling him gay and all these other things, they don't got no motion. So that's like the highlight of their day when they can, you know, contribute to some negative conversation about somebody's sexuality.
Yeah, it's a lot. Let me see. Was he? Let me see. It's like Shannon Sharp's fantasy. Okay, no, he was drafted. Okay, Shannon Sharp was a guy who was a long shot. So before people come at him and want to call him gay and, oh, he's standing funny, this and that, Shannon Sharp was on special teams, came in as a wide receiver, got his position switched to tight end. He was undersized. He had to gain weight. He put his heart and soul out there on special teams and was like a day from being cut from the team and ended up being a Hall of Fame tight end. So this is the guy who had a long shot to make it in the league, busted his ass, has worked for everything that he has ever had. And the best you could do is call him gay? That's the best you could do? Are you the best at what you do?
Probably not.
Are you the best at what you do?
Or
even
like
close.
Top 5 tight ends, maybe?
He's up there. He's part of the conversation because you got Travis is number 1 now.
Travis done bumped everybody out of the way.
If you just put all the tight ends out there without ranking them, he's up in all of them. So you got Travis. You got motherfucking Gronk up there too. You got Tony Gonzalez up there. You got Shannon. Sure. You got fucking who's some other great
Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates is definitely on that list.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you talk about the short list, you have to put him on there. You have to.
There's
put
some
Shannon.
OGs, maybe like a Kellen Winslow.
Kellen Winslow's on there, but he's under those guys though. Shit. But this is the life that Shannon has created or cultivated for himself. And it's just, to me, I don't like to keep beating the same point over and over, but man, we got to do better than just talking on the internet, man.
Yeah.
We got to do better than that, man. Like, what's crazy too is that with people that have a parallel mindset and they're trying to do something great in their life, you just notice it. And it's not like it's actually very rare, which is unfortunate. Like, for example, you see all them hate comments we get on there on that clip, all those hate comments. And then you got a guy like, you know, David Wilson that pop up, hey man, love the content.
Yeah.
And this is the dude that's a fighter that's up against a lot, right? And he's trying to reach the apex in his life.
Yeah.
And then you see how rare it is for people like him and people like us that are trying to reach and actually go somewhere in life.
Yeah.
And you look at all these other motherfuckers on the internet all day long. This is all they do.
Y'all just consumers, man. Sit your ass down.
Man, you just consuming. You just jacking off on the internet.
Yeah.
And you jacking off to Keith's voice because you like it.
Whoa.
No,
that's crazy, son. Jacking off to a voice is wild.
It was like,
oh my God, Keith. Oh my God.
I love Keith's laugh.
That's crazy.
I had to throw your curveball for a second. I'm fucking around, man. But yeah, there's that, man. Just as a society of people, let's do a better job of not living on the internet. Because it doesn't matter what you say online. It doesn't matter what you do. When you turn that phone off and you put your head down at night and you wake up the next day, you ain't got no food in your refrigerator.
Yeah.
You're gonna go to a job that's unfulfilling still. You're gonna be laying next to a woman or man that you really don't want to be with no more.
And this is not the theme of what they were getting at with the show Swarm. Mm-hmm. But
this is exactly it's a parallel there though.
Yeah, but I think it's almost like the reverse theme of it. But because that movie was more so surrounded by the obsessive nature of fans.
Absolutely.
But I'm talking about the big black dude that was talking crazy about what's the character's name?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I think it's someone with a D. I forget. But Beyonce, right? Mm-hmm. He talking crazy about Beyonce online. And he see the girl in person, what's her name, Fishback, and he see her in person, and he like, she asking him like, yo, do you really think such and such about Beyonce? He like, what you talking about? Like
about Nyjah.
Yeah, Nyjah. And he done totally forgot. He was saying wild stuff online, but I think that's like, he's part of the problem. Like that's kind of what a lot of it looks like. I think if you ask any of these people talking crazy about Shannon Sharpe, 3 weeks from now, they're gonna be like, oh dang, I forgot I tweeted this.
They're gonna forget about it. They're gonna forget about it because they do this. This is a regular practice. Shannon Sharpe's only one of about 90 people that they do this to.
Yeah.
So with them, they've created like, what's crazy? I think what would be really dope is if you could create receipts, like almost like a driving record. Mm-hmm. If you could create receipts and print them out of the abusive language that they're using online, and you just have a big fucking printout on December 7th, you said this. On December 27th, you said this. On December so and so, and
I think it should start affecting your livelihood, like taking away jobs and like just that. I think there has to be some sort of consequence to like people saying certain
and what
things.
I mean by that is overt abusive language. Mm-hmm. Like, you a fat bitch, you ain't never been nothing but a fat bitch, you a loser, and you this and that, and that's why you gay, like shit like that. That should start costing you.
Yeah, I seen this thing. There was a guy that I know. I don't really know him, but I know who he is through my cousin, and he posted like basically it was a screenshot of this porno, basically. Like it looked like somebody was getting head. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it was literally him or if it was somebody had hacked his phone or whatever, but some girl was just like gobbling a penis. That mug was touching her tonsils. But he was like, yo, me and such about to drop a porno at midnight. And I'm like, what the heck? And I'm like I said, I know who this person is. No. And then I was just looking, I was like, is this real? And then like 30 minutes later, he was like, yo, my phone got hacked. And then like 30 minutes later after that, he was like, dang, finally got my account back. Or something wild like that. And I was just thinking like, I don't know if that was real or not, but it has to be some consequences to like stuff like this. I don't know if he like put it out there and then he tried to cover it up. Like, this is not real. Y'all got hacked. Or
people's hoping it was some type of pandemonium behind him putting a fake porno out.
It did say the tweet said like, yo, we about to go viral. Me and such about to go viral tonight at midnight. So I don't know like what the reality of that situation is.
Nobody trying to watch y'all have sex, man.
Yeah.
Stop it.
But I'm just saying, I just say all that to say that there got to be some consequence, whether that's some type of revenge porn, whether that's some type of like really somebody hacking this person. Cause there's a woman involved in that
Absolutely.
Situation. You know what I mean?
I think the only thing that sucks is people say, well, you're taking away my free speech. And it's like at the same time, and I hate to say this, even hate speech is a form of free speech. Mm-hmm. And it's fucked up. Like you calling people the N-word.
But not really though. Like, cause when we're talking about the Constitution, right? Mm-hmm. We're talking about, with your First Amendment rights or something like that. Mm-hmm. But then there's amendments to, the Constitution. And, part of like us living life and having like this, these first, and forgive me if I'm like butchering my government classes. But, we have these first, you have the Constitution, and then it gets amended because we live life and we realize like, oh, we had this set of rules, but it doesn't cover this or it doesn't cover that. Mm-hmm. So, freedom of speech, meaning like it's legal to say X, Y, and Z, but it's not legal to, be, say certain things, because we realized that, saying that anybody can say any and everything it didn't quite fit our country as we thought it would, like back in, the 1800s or something like that. Does that make sense? Yeah,
it makes sense that you would, you would have, I guess, create boundaries, I guess you could say, in as far as the amendments. But yeah, they at the same time, it was kind of hypocritical because you had people as property during that time too.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't say that. Get over here, slave. Yeah. But yeah, it's weird times, right? Crazy times. Shout out to the First Amendment. Yep. Anything else on that one?
Yeah, let's say right.
Oh, go ahead.
Number 1, freedom of religion, speech, the press, assembly, and petition. Yeah, so that's number 1. But then you go down a little bit further, and then number 13 is outlaw slavery in the United States. So yeah, something wasn't quite clicking with the.
Yeah, they created some parameters for the slavery. When the slaves were free, they actually had the 13th Amendment, where if you were out or unemployed, you could be arrested, and they would use you for free manual labor. So they just basically replicated. Well, they mirrored the same thing.
Yeah.
Except they just used it through the prison system.
Yeah.
Really fucked up. Yep.
It's so crazy. It's a lot of stuff like, that you would think like, at least I think some of these came out like, they're in order by way of which they came out. I think the first few ones were just kind of like put out already, and then they started amending them afterwards. But for certain things, like number 26 is 18-year-olds have the right to vote. It's crazy to think that, like even at number 19, women didn't have the right to vote until the 19th Amendment. You know what I mean?
That's
like
crazy. When did they have the right to vote? Was it the 60s?
I don't remember the date. I just see the number of amendment right here.
Let me see. Let's see.
The 18th Amendment is.
Oh wait, no, I'm tripping. The amendment that granted women the right to vote. Hold on, June 19th, ratified on August 19, 2019, legally women right. Also 1920. That still wasn't that long ago, believe it or not.
Yeah.
In American history, it's not that long ago.
Oh, they have an amendment with the dates and stuff on here. So yeah, you can't really see it. It's one of those things you probably got to buy.
Back in the 20s, they was talking wild. It's like, I don't think women should vote. See, they shouldn't be voting for anybody. See,
women have small brains. See, they shouldn't be voting. See,
you see this cigarette I'm smoking here? Got more brain cells in this cigarette than a woman's brain. Yeah, don't be a wise guy, huh?
Don't be a wise guy, eh? I have this joke that I want to tell, and it's like very misogynistic. And, I'm going to just say the premise right here. But, like women tell, like the way women tell stories. And Bill Burr has a joke about it. And, that a couple other comedians have jokes about how, like, there's not really a story when women tell, this like not really a beginning, middle, and end. It's usually like a beginning and a middle. And then it just like ends abruptly.
Anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
So I went to sleep. That was all.
Yeah. Women tell stories like Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War. Where like
it's just a fucking
you
clip.
walk out of you like like it's just a blip. Like
you think it does like another fucking cliffhanger? God damn it.
but I was trying to make a joke to relate that to like maybe like the lack of success for like women in film, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah,
you know.
You got to understand, folks. This is a very, like, me and Keith also have done stand up, so these are not like literal belief systems that we have.
Most of it is just like tinkering with like ideas. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, okay, women tell stories in a very interesting way where like I don't really usually get it. And then like how does that translate to
Absolutely.
like screenwriters and directors like, Ava DuVernay and all these people. And not
Absolutely.
that Ava DuVernay is an amazing filmmaker.
And you could
it's
like
still funny.
have it playing on some reality as well, like women unnecessarily shopping at Target or women unnecessarily being at Costco for a long time.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, there's just there's like a culture of things, I guess you could say, that women be doing. I think Target might be the worst though. Target might be the worst. Target and like Ross and Marshalls, those.
Yeah. I think the premises work. Those ones that are kind of like disrespectful towards the community, they work best when you know it's not a fact, right?
100%.
Because there are like I said, Ava DuVernay and like Greta Gerwig. I think she's the director that wrote Barbie, which is obviously like box office.
I haven't seen that
bananas.
movie yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you need to see it. Maybe for the pop culture element of it, but I don't know if it will move you in any sort of way.
Probably move my bowels. Probably.
Okay.
Be watching it. Great movie.
I would say I think Barbie is a cool movie for like girls. And I think sometimes, and I think it's a technically good movie. I just think sometimes like there is a very like heavy-handed like messaging that sometimes is kind of like implemented into these movies. And I just think for my taste, like the more subtler messaging, whatever you're trying to say, whether you're trying to say like, like America is bad, if that's the theme of your movie, I just like to see it in a like more subtle way, like a metaphorical way, or, just kind of like subtle elements inside of the movie. Like when we talk about stuff like Idiocracy, you know what I mean? That was just like a commentary on, society. And I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm not going to act like I know every element of it. But I'm just saying, like, when you see like, oh, this is a movie about whatever, like this very, average man of average intelligence in a world surrounded by idiots, and then you kind of like you could see how it relates to other things. But, there are some movies where it's just like, America is bad and they need to do this and men are terrible and all these things. Yeah.
There's that. Let's go ahead and move on. Switching gears. Trump sneakers, an effort to connect with black voters. I seen this here and it was just a little short-sighted. Trump sneakers, an effort to connect with black voters. Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo doubled down on racial trope that black Americans will support the former President Donald Trump because they love sneakers, end quote. Last week, the GOP frontrunner made the surprise visit to SneakerCon in Philadelphia to debut red, blue, and gold gym shoes called Never Surrender High Top Sneaker, selling for $3.99. This is the shoe connecting with black America because they're into sneakers. They love sneakers. This is a big deal. Certainly into the inner city. Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo said during the network broadcast. Here's the thing. And I'm not just going to put this on conservatives because liberals get away with doing this bullshit too. The whole Biden, you not black if you don't vote for me shit. This is no different. It's just the conservative edition. Like, and what I don't like too is it's so generalized, for one, which I don't like. It's almost like saying like, yeah, Italians, I need some Italians to vote for me. Let's get them some meatballs. Italians love meatballs. Let's get them some fucking meatballs. They love it. Or, we need some Latinos to vote. Let's get some burritos in here. Let's get some, they love burritos and tacos. Let's get some, this is the parallel to that. It's a slap in the face, man. Like it's unfortunate that we've reached a time in 2024 we don't have a candidate that we really like. And I don't think the best way to get black voters is to pander to them. And then not only not to pander to them, but to be so tone deaf, to not even understand like what the culture is, and also the shoe is ugly.
Niggas is not wearing that.
Nobody's
shoe.
wearing that fucked up looking shoe. You can't even say it's subjective. The shoe looks lazy, man. The shoe looks lazy. There was not a lot of design.
It looks like Donald Trump designed it.
That shoe looks like somebody urinated all over it and then fucking put like the flag, put like a fake flag right there.
If the shoe was fire, we would have a different conversation.
The shoe would be like,
if it was like a Yeezy, if Trump and Yeezy had a collab,
yeah,
we might be having a different conversation up here.
And to be honest, I think that it would be some black consumers that were buying that shoe, and the reason why I say that is it would be more or less to be like a collector's item.
Yeah,
and
that's how Fat Joe got some.
What do you got?
He got some of the Trumps.
No, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Mm-hmm. Joey Crack.
Yeah, he talked about it. He was saying he said one, he didn't buy him. He said that they were given to him. I guess part of the whole Donald Trump team or whatever. And then he said that he was like, dog, I'm a sneakerhead. I'm gonna get all the sneakers, rare sneakers and stuff like that. I think that's I don't know about that take, but yeah, he's one of the people that are a sneakerhead that came across the shoe and he has it in his thing. But as far as a flip, you can make a lot of money off of flipping.
Possibly. I'm not here to tell somebody what they should do and not do. Mm-hmm. All I know is like, man, you can't tell somebody, the blacks, that we're connecting with the inner city. Like, so you're connecting with the inner city, selling an ugly ass shoe for $400. Mm-hmm. Like, at least when somebody is in the inner city and they're buying a Jordan, it's a Jordan at least. Mm-hmm. It's like a Jordan 1 or 2 or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But a Trump sneaker for $400? Mm-hmm. Come on, man. Like, it's lazy. Mm-hmm. It's lazy, man. The liberals are bad because the liberals suck and the conservatives suck, because the difference is the liberals pander and they do it in a way to where it's almost like looking at black people like underprivileged, like babies or something. Like there was a video they saying, yeah, man, it's sad that black people don't have like internet access, man. They can't vote or something like that. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I forgot what video it was. And the girl was like, yeah, like they don't have IDs or anything. It was just almost like a bunch of liberal people having like pity almost. And I'm like, this is fucking backwards.
Nonsense.
And the conservatives is like, shoes. They love shoes.
Yeah.
It's like,
how
bro,
can we get the black vote?
Like this,
they have this like diabolical table, meeting, and they're just like pitching ideas.
They sit around the table with no fucking black people sitting in the room.
Yeah,
like, what do the blacks love?
Yeah, what do the blacks love? Chicken.
Yes.
Chicken. Yeah, I think chicken would be good. And somebody's like, no, I think we can do better. I think we can do a little bit better than chicken. And they're like, sports. LeBron James. If we get LeBron James to endorse us, we'll win. I'm like, I don't know if LeBron James likes us that much. And then they're like, I have the perfect idea.
Menthol cigarettes.
Menthol. We'll get them addicted to cigarettes, and then they have to vote for us.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know. There's no menthol in California. Like, what about Donald Trump ones? And then they just present this freaking shoe. It's like the little big old T on the side with the flag on the back. That's crazy.
Trump walks in the room. Are these the shoes that they say they were making for me? I love the shoes. Blacks love shoes. They're gonna love the shoes. This is huge. We're investigating it right now. We're looking into it, and we see that the black voters are loving these shoes.
Sometimes I'd be wishing like I was on the writing staff for like SNL, because what I would do now is, I think they did have the Donald Trump skit, but I would do a skit where like it's like the movie Air. I don't know if you've seen the movie Air. I haven't seen it, yeah. But they don't ever show Michael Jordan. Like, the movie is really, the main character is the guy that worked, he was like like some, upper management guy, the guy played by Matt Damon. I don't really know who his character's name is, but it's like Matt Damon is kind of like pulling out all the stops to recruit Michael Jordan, and stuff like that. So I think it would be funny if you got Donald Trump, because they don't ever show his face. They just show him walking by. They'll show like the back, they'll show his hand and stuff like that. And I think it would be hilarious if they did Donald Trump like the movie Air.
Yeah, that's a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the findings, we see that the blacks, they love the shoes. Apparently, what's been going on, the liberals are trying to take us down. We cannot let the Democrats take us down. We're looking into it. We have people looking into it, and we're going to get it done. Like, everything is a freaking, like, notes on a paper with that guy. I don't know, man. Yeah. But yeah.
I think, I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump wins this time.
I wouldn't be surprised either, man, because the Democrats ain't this shit.
I was surprised the first time, but not the second time around.
Yeah. I think the only reason why Trump lost was due to his dealing with the pandemic. His ineptitude is what got him, that he didn't get reelected due to his own ineptitude. Yeah. But I think this time, because after the pandemic happened and we're seeing the price of shit go up and all this shit's going on, people are like, Trump, save us.
Yeah, I will say I do like the if this is a thing, if there are black people that are voting Republican, I'm not mad at it. And the reason I'm not mad at it is because it means that you actually have to win the black vote. It doesn't mean that we, as a black community, all 13% of us is showing up and hitting the Democrat, check mark every time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So not to say that I'm, going to be a Republican, but I would like for, it to be like a thing where it's like, what if we all just flipped to the Republican side? What if that was a thing? Or what if, what if it was actually a thing where it was split down the middle? I think that just bodes well for a better country, because one, that would mean that, like I said, you have to actually earn our vote. You have to actually show up to our communities and speak to what we care about. And I think it also, means that there are black people that are doing better in life. Generally, if you lean in towards the Republican side, you're probably more concerned about, land. You're probably more concerned about the government being in your business and taxes and
small
stuff
government.
like that. Yeah, exactly. So I think that would mean that black people are moving into, a space where we actually.
I don't have any issues with black conservatives unless they just start having these real crazy ideologies.
Yeah, I don't like, a lot of that, the self-hate stuff going on. That. But if you're a person that is like straight policy, I like this policy better than this policy, or this policy bodes well for me more so than this policy. I just want people to vote for their interests
100%,
without all the negative comments about certain communities.
How are you black and you're a conservative? Like, we're not monolithic, man. We could do do many other things.
Yeah.
So I don't have any issues with it, man. I guess Joe Budden is having a conversation with Candace Owens.
Yeah, they did the podcast this week, I think, or this past week. Yeah.
I haven't seen. Is it out yet?
No, it's not out. They just recorded it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Or it's an interview. It's not.
Okay, I wouldn't mind. I think there's some shit that I don't like about Candace Owens, but at the same time, like I said, I'm able to take and leave what I want. And there's some times she makes some profound points. Yeah. And there's other times where I'm like, hey, man, that doesn't sound good.
I would say I'm liking this new, just kind of like, there's some people that are like, they're moving despite the noise, if that makes sense. Because I think a person like Joe Budden, there's a version of that where he like, man, I don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch that because I know that the people that are tuned into me, they going to stop listening, or they going to try to drag me under the rug, or whatever the case may be. But I think now there's a lot of people moving in a way where it's like, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Breakfast Club, they're having more conservatives on there now.
Yeah, it's like,
I think that's a good thing.
For sure.
The platform should be shared with everybody. Regardless if you like him or not. He's had what's his name, the Indian guy, Vivish or Vivek Ramaswamy. They had him on twice. They had I forgot who else. She's running for president too. What the fuck is her name? Nikki Haley.
Yeah, Nikki Haley.
They had her on there. So it's like, I think it's cool to have these conservative. Like, you got to have a conversation. They had Rush Limbaugh on before Rush Limbaugh died, and Rush Limbaugh fucking owned the Breakfast Club, bro. they did a terrible job.
They wasn't ready for.
They wasn't ready for Rush, and they wasn't ready. It was during the whole George Floyd situation, and he agreed that it was a terrible thing, and they probably didn't expect for him to like have that viewpoint too. They were so short sighted. And Charlemagne as well. Like, and when they were talking to him, they said he would say things like systemic oppression or whatever, but he wasn't going into detail. When you use words like systemic racism or whatever, give examples.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, that's just kind of like a term.
It's just a term.
Yeah, and without no actual context or without facts behind it.
Absolutely.
You know, you start to. I think the more you start to develop your communication, and the more you start to become more research and stuff like that, you could start to hear the lack of information.
Absolutely.
So you start, like, when people say like systemic racism or this or that, you know, and they're not backing it up with actual things that happen to the black community.
Sources.
Yeah. Then it falls on deaf ears because, you know, the people that talk, like the Rush Limbaughs and, you know, all these political pundits from the Republican side, they may sound like they just up there talking, but these are people that are well-read, they're well-researched. You know, they have producers and stuff that assist them on the shows to give them, you know, information and talking points and stuff like that. So, yeah, you ain't up there with no Trump. You got to be ready.
Yeah, you got to be ready, man. Give dates and times and things and actual names. That's what I do like about Killer Mike, because Killer Mike said something, you know, there was a conversation of surrounding the Confederate flag and if it was based in culture, if it was based in racism. And he literally referenced the Cornerstone speech. And it was from like a Confederate like a colonel or something like that. And it's literally like a whole deal. I read it off here once, and I was like, damn, like he literally was able to reference that on the spot. And I mean, I think it answered let me see here. I think it's right here. Here it is. Cornerstone speech. So what was the main idea? Alexander Hamilton, Vice President of the Confederate States, gave the speech on March 21st, 1861 to justify secession. Stephen's speech declared that disagreements over the enslavement of Africans was the immediate cause of the secession. So it's in short, that's why they seceded the U.S., right? And they lost. But people say it's culture, not racism. But right in the fucking Cornerstone speech, it says why they seceded the U.S. But people will put up an argument and they'll say, no, this is not true because of this and that. But they only can get away with that when you don't have the fucking information. So like if I was sitting here with a historian, those are some of the most honest people, and they're not honest because they are. It's because you can't argue with history.
Yeah, these are just they're just talking facts.
Yeah, these are just facts. Yeah, man. But yeah, me and Keith, I could tell Keith's getting tired, man. He had a lot of chili dogs yesterday and for his birthday, so I'm pretty sure he's full of glizzies right now.
That's crazy.
Yo, give it up for Glizzy. Give it up for Glizzy Keith or whatever. Yo, shout out, be a New York DJ. Yo, shout out to DJ Keith or whatever, man. It's his birthday, man. Full of glizzies, man. Shout out to Glizzy World, yo.
Glizzy World Order.
Why is it that DJs have the same personality? Like no one's different.
That like hyped up, like
I don't hear nobody in here. Y'all better get your hands up.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like preachers.
Yeah,
like and yes,
yeah, the Lord,
and the Lord said.
Yeah, I wonder the first preacher to ever do that, and everybody was like, "Ooh, this shit gonna be fire."
That, who knows where it came from? I'm sure somebody, like some historian, will be able to really point it back, but I'm sure it came from like slave days. I'm sure it's passed. That stuff has been passed down since we was free. We even free, or even probably when we were enslaved, and they was having Nat Turner run around giving sermons and stuff like that.
He was giving sermons till he went crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck this shit. Nigga threw the Bible down and picked up a butcher knife. Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, look here, man. Looks like we made it to the end.
I would. This is something, I like to just throw out like my ideas on the podcast sometimes. I don't know if I told you this, but I might have. Did I tell you this? I was like thinking about Johnny Manziel's story, like watching his documentary. And I haven't watched that interview yet, but I was like, he really like the life that he lived. He need a movie. Mm-hmm. He need like a biopic, but it ain't got nothing to do with football. Like nothing to do with football. It's maybe like a sprinkle of like football games in there, but the majority of the story taking place like outside of that. And I think now he's in a place where he's like much more mature. Like I think while he was playing, he was kind of like, just kind of like just going through the motions. But now I think he's kind of in a space. He even came out and said like, yo, I'm essentially boycotting the Heisman thing because Reggie Bush needs to be up here. So I don't know. I think that would be interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right. Well, there's that. Mm-hmm. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, I just like to share my ideas out loud, just to make so they live in the world in the zeitgeist.
Right, you guys give it up for Keith's ideas, man. Get up for Keith. All right, don't ever interrupt me when I'm trying to end the show again, okay?
It's the glizzies.
All right. Well, if you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Finks.
We're out of here.
Peace.